reverb.
I'll keep my mic muted when I'm not talking.
No, you're good. It wasn't you.
Okay.
Yeah, my fault, might as well. My fault, this road doesn't exist. All right, so we'll call the August meeting of Planning and Zoning Commission to order. In attendance is Steve Stefanski,
Andrew Couch.
Andrew, you are an alternate, but you are seated. So we have the minutes from the June 2024 Planning and Zoning Commission. And you were here.
That was the last one.
Yeah, we didn't have one last month. Kind of looked through this at work today. Did you notice anything out of sorts? Everything looked good?
Yeah.
And I just need somebody to make a motion to approve the minutes if they're good with it.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes.
Second, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passed. Ms. Taylor, do we have any additions to the agenda? Awesome. Citizens, comment? Nope. So we'll go right down to you, new business.
Okay. So I'm here for, I can't remember what it's called.
824.
Yeah, 824.
I didn't know what you were looking for.
For the 824 referral.
Taylor, Taylor, if you want me to put this on the screen for anyone streaming, I can share my screen, but you need to allow me to do so. Sorry, you can go ahead, Tracy.
Okay, so this is for DEP Trail, which is right next door to the town hall. It's the dirt road. It's currently owned by the state of Connecticut. It's a forest access road right now. The town currently maintains it and has historically maintained it. As we plow it, we patch it. Because we have residents on this road. And the state does not plow their forest roads. So for 911 reasons, the town has done it historically, and we still do to this day. There's in the past, the first selectman and the state have gone back and forth on this road over whose responsibility it is. The state has come back and said that the houses were built on it pretty much illegally because they don't have road frontage, because that's not a recognized, it's a state forest road. It's not a recognized road. We did have issues in the past when one of the residents was trying to sell. It was an issue.
Yeah.
So, right now we have fairly new plow trucks and the road's in really bad shape, and it's gonna ruin trucks. So I approached the state to see if they would consider giving us the road. They're open towards it. We had it surveyed and split the cost of the survey, and this is what you see before you. So it's not the entire road, it's only from the Route 138 all the way to the where the survey shows. It's to the end of the last residence property. And then there's a turnaround easement that's up in the top corner, for which is the easements for the plow truck to be able to turn around, because there's no place for, yeah, we're not plowing and we're only acquiring the first part of the road.
Still be a state access
It'd
road.
still be a state road on the other side. So the state says they're willing to transfer the road over to us, maintaining it as a public access to the forest, which we would be. It would be a town road. So, and the other issue with this road too is we never could have the residents on the road. We couldn't tell them they had to pay for it to plow it themselves, because it's not a private road. It's a public road, but it just was a public road owned by the state. So this isn't taking over a private road, because in our road ordinance, the town can't take over a road unless it's conforming to like the road, whatever. Yeah, but this is, we don't plan on putting this to road specs, we plan to keep it as it is. Making it, because it's already a public road, but just a state road, not a private road.
This has to happen.
It's the one right down here past the waterfall.
Yep. Right as you dip out past the Baptist church, turn the corner,
Yeah,
there's a waterfall in there on your right.
okay.
And right there is a little dirt road. You
Yeah.
barely,
No,
looks like a driveway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the green.
Yeah.
Electrical thing.
There's a little sign there for Paul McGuire Plumbing, I think,
Yeah.
and that's it, that right there is.
Oh, right there,
Right there, that's the access
Okay.
road, yep.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is just to, we're not, it's not gonna cost us any extra really to take it over because we already maintain it, we already plow it. We're actually, yeah, just, and
So
there's,
you're gonna have to fix the road
well,
for those
we're,
new plows.
we're patching, we're actually doing some of that right now.
It's paved right now, or you?
It's,
No.
Proud.
it is paved, but it's like a cheaply done paved,
Yeah.
and so we probably just like, I don't know.
I wouldn't
chip seal
consider
it.
it
It's yeah, not really, it's like they just threw something on it, so.
But you would have had to patch it regardless.
Yeah, we
but you
still
get to
do.
bring your plow truck in.
Yeah.
So, once you set, so this isn't costing anything, this is a matter.
Well,
of-
this has, right, and this has two parts to it too, because, so first, the state has to go through a whole process to transfer it over to us. They have like 30-day public hearings. They have like a huge process. So they haven't even officially turned it over to us yet. This is we're at the very beginning of it. There's another piece to this too, because when we surveyed the road, we found out that, as you can see in the corner over here, a chunk of the road is on the McGuire's property. So,
That's,
But that'd be the state would have to deal with that.
well,
No, it's easier, rather than the state doing some sort of transaction to a private party. What's proposed would be that they turn over the entire road as it is to us. And then we'd actually swap out two little triangles of land. One, the one that is in the middle of the road that Tracy's pointing at right now, that narrow sliver would be conveyed from the town's new road to the McGuire's. And then in exchange for that acreage, the town would receive the area along the curve as you get into state land.
when we surveyed the road, it didn't go straight across the front of the McGuire. Survey, they configured it so that that sliver in the front is equal to the amount of property on the corner, so we would just do a swap.
been discussed.
Yep,
Okay, so
they're,
that's
they're,
really the only
They're in agreement.
person impacted.
Yeah.
then.
yeah,
Right.
no,
So
they're,
we end up with a straight line too. as
Yeah.
We get out of it.
Yeah.
And the road doesn't have to be
Yeah,
moved
makes
down
sense.
there.
right.
So
What is there for us to do then if it's just gonna be turned over to the town?
Well,
So-
yeah,
yeah, so if I might,
yeah, yeah.
so this is what's called an 824 referral. And so for folks who aren't familiar with the process, state statute requires that any time the town acquires or sells property or acquires or sells interest in a property, like an easement or something like that, or makes a significant public improvement, like extending a road, extending sewer lines, whatever, the planning commission has to be consulted on that proposed acquisition to determine whether or not that investment or sale is compliant with the plan of conservation and development. And so we as the Planning and Zoning Commission have to determine, is this an appropriate expenditure or appropriate acquisition for the town? If you find that it is not, then when this goes to town meeting, ultimately, which is what would have to happen, the town meeting vote gets changed from a simple majority town meeting vote to a supermajority, 2/3. So it's essentially, Planning Commission essentially has veto authority, and then it would take a 2/3 override of town meeting to override the commission's veto of this, essentially. But if you approve and find it harmonious with the plan of conservation and development, it's just a regular vote.
I don't see any issues with
Yeah,
it, because we're actually
Okay,
taking care of it.
yeah.
Quite honestly, if we actually have control of it, it's better.
Where does it say the turnaround area though?
Uh,
It's up here in the corner.
This is a close-up of the turnaround area, but the turnaround area is actually
Oh,
back
further
here.
down.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we can't, there's a stone wall, sorry, so we can't turn around.
So it goes to the cart path.
But that would be part of the access road of the forestry road.
Yeah, it's
So we
part of
would-
the
We're
forest.
not gonna.
We would
the
own,
turnaround.
we
We're
would
not
own
gonna-
this, would have an easement.
We're
to
not
do
gonna,
that.
own
Right.
that easement,
Okay.
and they're gonna let us cut down some trees and stuff because we're already.
Sure, it's thrown in,
We're
yeah.
Already. You can see the chips that I'm.
So John, what kind of a motion do we gotta make?
I would say, I would say you'd entertain a motion to, send a positive referral to the Board of Selectmen indicating that the proposed acquisition of this road is harmonious with the goals of the Plan of Conservation and Development.
Okay, I'll make a motion to do what John just said.
We have a second?
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Cool, thank you.
Perfect.
That's
Makes
good.
common
Yeah.
sense.
Good.
Congratulations, Tracy.
work.
The state has to continue going forward.
Get out there and fix it. Come on.
Right. Winter's coming.
So we got old business with subdivision regulations, but we're missing
Yeah.
a really good amount of people.
I'd recommend you table this.
I say we need to vote on it. We need to make a motion.
Motion to table.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Correspondence and announcements.
There just one reminder, the Connecticut Planning Association is hosting a day-long housing seminar and workshop on September 11th, Wednesday, the 11th, in New Haven. And every Planning and Zoning Commission is invited to send their planner or their principal staff and a member. I think we forwarded this maybe a month ago. And I don't know if anyone signed up or Scott was interested, but there's still availability for participation. So if anyone is interested in sitting in on a day-long seminar about housing, you're welcome to it. Just let me know.
Is that very similar to the one I took like a year or so ago that was on a Saturday? It was like 8.5 hours.
This is a little different. I mean, that's more like legal requirements and stuff. This is a little bit more about what towns can practically do to try to encourage a little bit more housing development. It's a little bit more of a workshop, but a lot of the same information.
I'd be interested in going. Nobody, if they have a
Well,
spot.
the bad thing is like Scott and everybody else that isn't here would be our next meeting would be after that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you have the time and interest, I'll be there. Yeah.
He's really interesting, so.
Just shoot me an email if you would.
Okay.
All right.
So was that your CEO or planner report?
No, that was correspondence and
Oh,
announcements.
okay.
Yeah, no, so from a ZEO standpoint, not that much going on. Taylor has actually been very useful helping a woman who wants to open a microbrew? No, what does she want to open, Taylor?
Distillery?
A distillery
Yeah,
in the plaza. Oh no, on Church Street.
yeah, where the bait and tackle shop or barber shop was.
Oh, well, it's right next to the barber shop, but yeah,
Yeah.
bait and tackle.
Yeah.
So we're working on that. She's gonna have to submit a special permit.
It's probably a benefit to, no.
Well, it's not a brewery though.
Yeah,
It's a
it'd be
distillery, so it's
vodka.
literally just making.
Right.
Yeah, so it would be basically sort of a manufacturing, a little manufacturing operation. Maybe a tasting room at some point in the future if there's room or, anyway.
That would encourage a different permit though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we're also continue to work with the guy who is interested at the other end of Church Street, revamping the old saloon to do apartments and he's doing his soil testing and septic design. his big challenge is going to be parking. Um, because he wants to do, I think our regulations would allow him to do 4 apartments. And I think he's approved for a total of 7 bedrooms by the health department and the septic system. So per our regulations, he would need 7 parking spots. And there's barely room for 2 on that property. So
Like
he's
a 4 acre lot or something, right?
it's tiny. It's
Yeah.
tiny. And you know, he like the obvious answer would be to basically lease a couple of spots from the post office, because you know the post office parking has 6 times more parking than you ever see there. But I think the post office itself, the federal government, is not easy to work with when it comes to leasing space, and the owner of the property that leases it to the post office doesn't seem too keen on cooperating with this guy on the corner.
Is this the same guy that owned it that came before to,
Yeah,
is Andrew?
his name was Saint Jean. Saint Jean.
Yes, yes.
But he finally, and our advice to him was actually hire a professional, hire an engineer to do the soil testing, to do the septic design. So he finally did. So we've been dealing with the engineer. And he's got to figure out his parking situation.
I remember the time.
Because there is a dirt lot right there, isn't there?
There's some dirt, yeah, and there's a very wide, the town right of way, like the town actually owns a big chunk of his front yard, or the yard on Church Street. So I actually recommended, Tracy, I kind of threw you under the bus. I said, if you want to, you can negotiate with the first selectman if she wants to lease you, a couple of parking spots worth of off the sidewalk. But he's got to figure that stuff out. But I assume he'll be in for a special permit sooner than later. Otherwise, more or less routine zoning stuff. Not a lot of big enforcement matters right now. And the other thing I would note is, I don't think we talked about this last time because I don't think we knew. That we got a grant and we're working on design for sidewalks down Main Street to the plaza. But so we just found out we're getting more money to do sidewalks down Gate Street, as well as doing the in the room there probably is the rec park master plan. Maybe not. We got funding to do sidewalks and then a new walking path around Constitution Field. So we just got the money in a grant to do that walking path. And so the timing worked out pretty well. So we were actually able, the town and the state approved the basically extension of the contract with the engineers who are designing the sidewalk on Main Street. They're also going to design the sidewalk and walking path over here on Gate Street. So one engineer doing all of it. We're going to do it all in one bid for construction, even though it's technically 2 separate grants, but they're both with DOT. They're both with the same grant administrators. So we're kind of able to sort of double our project, which is pretty good.
So is this like a hopeful for the future thing, or like?
Yeah.
Works and all that thing like already?
That's the plans for the future.
Oh, okay.
But Tracy, we already have, so now we have 2 phases funded. The first phase is
Playground where we've
Yeah.
already gotten
Yeah,
an order. It should be here by October. And the next is the track and the sidewalk.
and then we're looking at the next time a steep grant comes up, which is going to be
Yeah.
in the next month or so. We're talking about what phase we want to add.
So we're looking at for the next phase, either the turning the old garage into a community space. So
so,
we,
one
it's
that's
all the
right
way
here.
in the back.
Right.
We have the,
This,
The old,
The other one?
this is
they
the,
have a new one
We have
down
a
the
new
end of
one
this
in-
road, up on the right, yeah.
Okay.
that
Oh,
was built
okay.
a few years back.
yeah. So one of them is for a community space with outdoor bathrooms and like a kitchenette, like for meetings, like the seniors can be there to use, like you can have meetings there.
What's this?
That's a dog park.
What's the other one?
This is a dirt, like a bike track for like BMX or mountain bikes, yeah. Not work. Yeah, the neighbors
Kinda
would love,
small.
the neighbors would love that.
You gotta watch out who gets on there.
No, that's like mountain bike.
Yeah.
And the pickleball, tennis court. That's like a garden, like a community garden. And
They're
then,
gonna
Right by where the dogs are.
Yeah.
and then there's,
Yeah.
this would be like a fishing pier.
Find out like the excavator, so.
So,
Who's gonna- Is there gonna be somebody overseeing this part?
That's another phase is to figure out, parks. Park maintenance. Right now, we have three public works. We did have we used to have two public works. We hired a new person a while ago that was just supposed to be doing parks and grounds maintenance, but then the need for another public works employee to do more stuff, so they got added into public works, so. But we still need, just maintaining the grounds is pretty much full-time job anyway, so. That's another thing that we're working towards, so.
So Julie loves administering grants, so we want to keep her busy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we like grants.
Ooh.
So that's my report.
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?